Hey guys, welcome back to Pharaoh Iron and Customs. This is going to be the Sunday video for this week. I had intended on doing this video as one of the February videos, one of the daily videos. I'm running out of time for Sunday. I was supposed to help Glenn on the truck last night and I ended up working a really long day at work, so I did not make it home in time to help him with the truck. So hopefully we will have another video. We'll maybe have a couple more videos on it in February. I still haven't got Valerie's car in the shop yet. The next few videos you're going to see, you're probably going to see the shop in about the same shape it is right now, because I've made 6 videos for February already, and I'm working on one for tomorrow. But I also want to get the shop cleaned up and get her car in here and get started on it. And like I said, still trying to bring content every day in February, but working on her car. So first things first, you may notice a couple of things I might manage to drag in the shop today. One right here is a piece of 6-inch pipe, 5 foot long. Beside of it is a lift cylinder out of a Moffett. And you'll have to stick around to February 7th, I think, is when that video will drop, is what that's going to become. Maybe the 8th. There may be 2 videos involving that. But anyway, so also I've drug into the shop. I got it out of the yard finally, because it is, and I struggle, guys. My knee, I really should have maybe got somebody to help me with this, but I bought the plans from, I think it's Clay Spencer, to make a tire power hammer for my forging stuff. So I actually ended up with this chunk of steel a couple of years ago, and it's just kind of hanging out in the yard. That is 8 inches, and I can't remember how long it is, like 32, 4 something inches long, but 8 inches solid. So it's heavy. It's seriously heavy. Okay guys, what I was going to talk about today is, well, one thing, they said if you're going to be a serious YouTuber, you've got to have a dry erase board. So I got a small one. I'm going to pick up a little nicer one day next week when I'm back over in town. I still haven't exactly figured out. I know where I want to put it, where it would be a good place for it, and we'll get into that another day. But what we want to talk about today is a semi-heated discussion I got into with someone on one of the sites. All right, guys, I am not a professional mini truck builder. I'm not a professional suspension builder. I do this as a hobby. I do this as, you know, relaxation for myself. But I was, you know, had some not so nice comments made about the way I made the track bar in my car. And yeah, I could probably have placed it a little differently than I did, and I could have also made it longer than I did. But I want to show you, and we already went over this, if anybody watched the video, we already went over how much deflection this panhard bar makes. Now, this is where math really works in. I've always done things where I can visualize it, because I'm a hands-on visual kind of person. But if they'd have taught in geometry, you know, applications, real-world applications, it would have made things way more interesting. So what we're going to use here is Pythagorean theorem, and it talks about how to find the length of the sides of a right triangle, and that is a squared times plus b squared equals c squared, and that will tell you how to find the length of your hypotenuse. Well, if you go on, thankfully, if you go on your phone or computer, you can look up Google and find a calculator that will do all the work for you. You don't have to do it in your head anymore. So now what the argument was how much that bar, that short bar, was going to make my axle move. All right, and so we're going to assume, and I'm going to explain a few things here, that the panhard bar laying flat is not going to have any angle. And if it's 28 inches long, it's 28. That bar is always going to be 28 inches long, no matter which position it pivots. Actually, yes, it pivots. Yeah, this is the end that comes up. This is the end that's attached to the axle. So whichever way it moves, it's still going to be 28 inches long. So that is your hypotenuse. The track bar is your hypotenuse. All right, say we're going to move 28 inches up, and half travel is 4.5 inches on a 9-inch travel. So we go in here and enter the value of leg A, which is 4.5, and enter the hypotenuse, which is 28. And we should get leg B will be 27.64 inches. So that means that the total amount of movement that the, okay, and this, no, you should do it like it's in the car. This is the car side, this is the rear end side. If the rear end goes the full travel up, the total amount of movement to the left that the rear end is going to make in the car is 0.36 inches. 0.36, and that's about 3/8 of an inch. All right, that's how much movement, and that's what this argument was over. All right, so we're going to go out and I have approximately enough room for a 40-inch bar. So we're going to set the same leg height at 4.5 and set the hypotenuse at 40 inches. And that gives you a reading, focus, come on, 39.75, which is 0.25, which is 1/4 of an inch. So I was in an argument over 1/8 of an inch of travel. Guys, can you imagine it? It's math, man. Right there. So anyway, with all this being said, one of the guys on the site was actually really very helpful. Really very helpful. And I have decided to probably re-engineer that part of the car. So that will be a video coming up. I probably need a better eraser. I'm sure I need a better eraser. But what we're going to eventually go with on the car is we're going to go ahead and decide to build a Watts link. And we're still going to do all of this over 1/4 of an inch. Guys, it's crazy. Anyway, so that's one of the changes coming to the car. I know that this is going to happen. I've already got working in my mind the plans on how to make this happen. I'm still concerned about how the exhaust is going to be able to come over this side. I may bring both exhausts over this side. I may do, I don't know. We'll get to the exhaust when we get to the exhaust. All right. Another thing that may happen is I originally wanted to put the bags on the arm to get as much lift out of the bags as possible. And I think that I may explore that, but I'm not going to make any, guarantees on it one way or the other. But anyway, like I said, that's just a fun little way to use some math to help figure out how much movement you got. Now, we said that that was about 3/8 of an inch for the movement up. Now, the thing you have to keep in mind is that if we figure total movement on that as being 10 inches and set it back to 28, you're talking about almost 2 inches of movement. And the reason why that is because if you draw a circle from here and you go 10 inches up, you're going to have almost 2 inches of travel. But if you do 4.5 inches up and 4.5 inches down, you're only going to have 3/8 of an inch of travel, even with what I've got set up. Oh, the other thing I wanted to talk about was track bar location. Now we get into track bar location. Leaf spring cars don't have track bars on them. All right. You get to talking about roll center and how it handles out of the corner. That's road tracks, and roundy round stuff. And yeah, I'm sure it's gonna make a little bit of difference on the road, but how much difference is going from a track bar to a Watts Link gonna make? Just questions. Anyway, so like I said, I'm not really ranting. I'm not really ranting about this. I just wanted to share y'all with my thoughts. I do want to tell you not to think that I am by any means. Here, let me zoom out a little bit. I want y'all to not think that I'm trying to sell y'all that I am a professional. I am not Bad Chad. I am not Fitzy. I am not any guys building suspensions on stuff. I'm doing this in my garage for fun, and I'm hoping y'all are having fun watching my videos and get some ideas about what to do to your cars. I'm trying to be as safe as I can. I have already had to be to the doctor. Last year I had to take a day off because I got a piece of metal in my eye. I'm trying to make sure that I wear safety glasses every time I'm running a grinder or anything that throws metal or dirt or dust or anything, just trying to protect my eyes. I have a pair of earmuffs that I need to try to start wearing to protect my hearing. So, anyway, I appreciate y'all guys watching. Hang in there through February. I got some automotive stuff already coming. I've got a video. I bought a surface conditioning tool from Harbor Freight. I got a video on that. I've got a couple of knife making videos, and I know most of y'all probably ain't gonna be very interested in that. I've got some stuff working on Glenn's truck, and a few more videos already. So like I said, y'all hang in there through February. Somewhere around March or halfway through March, maybe even the end of March, because I ain't no painter. I hate body work. I do hate body work. So once we get Valerie's car out of the shop, we're gonna be back, and we're gonna be back at it.